Salam, Phoenix from the dawn, El Jackson, back in the light of our Brazeera Cyber Network. Today's program is about thinking outside the box. How do you know when you're outside the box? How do you know when you're in the box? Well, what is the box anyway? We're going to try to find out. Okay? So, here we go. Thinking inside the box is a conscious and subconscious perspective based upon the fundamental values and our location on the socially commercial economic system. Okay? Now, it depends on what class you inherit or what bond you inherit. That will depend on how one interprets a life. It will depend on the class level, which is either high or low. Middle class need not apply. Not today. Okay? So, interpreting life from the class perspective is basically conventional thinking, group thinking, which is based upon our cultural, social, economic, commercial class system, which is predicated upon an educational system, which is predicated upon the market, which is predicated upon the banks, which is predicated upon a commercial institution of government to distribute its commercial ethics or its commercial will, its commercial integrity among the classes. Thus, each class has its own stereotype or its own ringtone by which they respond accordingly. They are either switched on, switched off, switched wherever, but they all have their own class ethics, okay? Now, or values. Such ringtones become the parameters by which classes begin to confirm their self-fulfilling prophecies or reality within their own within his or her own physical commercial paradigm or the box. The parameters by which you define reality and beyond. Okay. Perceiving reality and beyond through the prism of a nanoscope of one's commercial paradigm is to be deprived of the greater opportunities to appreciate the pleasures of living a universally conscious life, okay, whereby one is able to discern all man is connected, man is connected to all, and all is connected to man, to the one sustaining life force, and it is this conscious force that calculates the seasons, that constitutes the rhyme and the reason for the seasons. Okay? Now, by limiting one's self, one precludes oneself by restricting oneself from integrating with the greater self. Okay? And what is that? And deny themselves the ability to witness their own transformation. Okay? Okay. Their own transformation. And that is the greatest gift man, woman, or anyone can receive. Okay? Is the ability to see themselves grow. Okay, and understand the growth. Now, okay. Now, so what do I say? Okay, so one of the greatest gifts to man is man's ability to grow consciously and transcend his physical perspective of reality. Think beyond the box of physical reality is the ability to recognize the means or the purpose of intent that is associated with matter. Okay, that which matters. Thus, the conscious manifestation and make sure. Okay, conscious manifestation and its and the ability to unify with it and others. Okay. So, and we can say, okay, how what do we say? Oh, consciousness or energy, conscious energy. Okay. Or manifestation, physical manifestation is the result of conscious energy. By, if we look at what? Conscious energy, or it's a chemical reaction, the energy in a chemical reaction from love produces the child, right? The manifestation of love, the physical matter of love, okay? So the physical matter, the conscious energy of love, and the chemical reaction and the energy in the chemical reaction, okay, create the matter, right? Because the energy activates the matter or forms the matter, okay? The manifestation of love, which is the baby, okay, the child, okay? So now we can say that, as we said, our thoughts produce manifestations, okay? Now, physical manifestations, okay? Okay. So, the chemical element would be the matter. Then, the energy that's produced from the bonding of these chemical elements, okay? The energy in that shapes the matter, okay? So that's our thoughts or energy, which is, okay? Our thoughts, which is energy, produce physical matter, which is the child, the baby. Okay, so I'm using that as a reference. Okay, okay, one loses this benevolent opportunity simply because they desire, not so much to manifest a child. No matter. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying they lose the opportunity to see themselves transform. Okay, by staying in the box. Okay, so as we said, one loses this benevolent opportunity simply because they desire to remain attached or mentally and emotionally bonded to the framework of the unnatural structure, or the unnatural paradigm, or the box. They stay inside the box, or they hold on to the stereotypes, okay, or the class thinking, stereotype, class thinking or stereotyping themselves or others, okay. Now, or they hold to the ring, they respond to the ringtones. That's what I'm saying. Okay, and perceive all of life and beyond. Through their spectrum, their physical spectrum of commercial class, or their paradigm, their inherited paradigm, or their inherited class, or their bond, or their ringtone. Okay? So, okay, rather than consciously transcending the bureaucratic class boundaries to integrate to the wholeness, to the holiness or completeness as it relates to the reason, the consciousness which constitutes the rhyme, which is the word, the rhythm, which is the time or the frequency, the rhythm, which is the frequency, the cycle, which is the season. Let me do it again. Okay, rather than consciously transcending the bureaucratic class, they stay attached to the box. Okay, the box of classism, the boundaries in classism, or the stereotypes, holding to the stereotypes, rather than integrate to the holiness and the completeness as it relates to the reason, which is the consciousness, which constitutes the rhyme, which is the word, and the rhythm, which is the frequency, which is the cycle, and the season, which is the time. And all of that is changing, right? The word, the timing, or the cycles, and the season. So life is changing, Okay, people no longer speak the same. Many people, those who have been doing their work to ascend, okay, to be saved, that is the goal. To be well, we've already talked about the rapture, and I believe that's, we've been through that, okay. But then we're trying to ascend, okay, and there are those who have successfully done that. They've done their work, purified themselves more mentally, physically, and spiritually, and worked hard, to do that. They have sacrificed so much of their life to transcend, and that's really an ascension, to transcend, okay, physical thinking, to be affected by physical thinking. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not saying that the person's going to become, unable to relate to physical reality. No, that's not what I'm saying. But understand the purpose of physical reality as it connects to cosmic events, or the universe, or the environment, because all things are connected. As we spoke about that in videos previously. Okay, so we just want wholeness. Okay, we want to be aware of all things that affect life. Okay, and the stars, the planets, they do have energy that affects us, and like we said, the seasons. Okay, there's a time to plant the wheat, to water, to watch it grow, and then to harvest it. So everything has a season, and just like the sun's energy affects, life on Earth, so too does other energies in our solar system. So we want to be aware of that as well as the signs that we receive from our solar system. And then we want to be, friendly to our ecosystem, right? So we want to be we want to be whole. We want to be in harmony with all aspects that interface with life, and that's what I mean by integration. Okay, but to be integrated in that, one has to be, of course, in their integrity, and to be in their integrity, they got to be outside the box, right? Because we're not born inside the box, okay? Now, so we said, what did we say? There's a rhyme, which is the word. There's a rhythm, which is the frequency or timing, or frequency, which happens in the cycles, right? And then there's the seasons, which is the time. Okay, so rather than socially... I wrote that over, would have made it better, so let me read it nicer. Okay, rather than consciously transcending the bureaucratic class boundaries to integrate with the holiness or completeness of all, as it relates to the seasons, which constitutes the rhyme, which is the word, the rhythm, the frequency, or the cycles, which is the time or the season, which constructs conscious reality. Okay, interfacing and interpreting cosmic physical, the cosmic physical perspective of this multi-dynamic universal system, which each body is a part of, that one may merge or engage with life on all levels of their being, with that which ultimately be. Okay, so you want to open, the mind has to be open in order to receive, okay, the energy, right, or insight, or awakening. But so in order to, I don't like whatever. I'll just keep going. Okay, so one's mind has to be open, okay, to be able to engage with life on all levels. Okay, we can't have this commercial perspective whereby aspects of life is precluded. Okay, and we only are here within those parameters of the ringtone. Okay, or the stereotypes. Okay, the ultimate reality. ultimate reality is not found in a stereotype. Ultimate reality is not found in a single ringtone. Okay? It's about the all. Okay, so that's what I'm saying here. So interfacing and interpreting with the cosmic physical perspective of this multi-dynamic universal system, which all of us are a part of. Okay, we have to open our minds that we may engage with life on all levels of our being, so that we can ultimately connect with whom? Allah, our Creator. Okay, and that's why in Islam we don't have a believer. We don't follow a priest or a pastor or it's not like we don't. Okay, you don't need like they say the only way to go to God is to go to the Son. In Islam, you go directly to Allah. You go directly to God with the need or the prayer or the dua. We call it dua, which is prayer, and then there's formal prayer, which is salah. You bow down, makes a sujood. Okay. So there's no intercessor. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. There's no intercessor. It's you and the Creator. Okay, and that's what you want. In order to get there, you got to think outside the box. But if you're constantly listening to somebody else's interpretation of reality, then that's inside. You got to have your own, because you got to connect with your Creator. Okay, based upon your thoughts, not somebody else's. So you got to be outside the box. Now, you can have influence. Okay, we're all influenced by someone or something. We all have teachers. I had many teachers, but that and I took what was best for me, okay, and that which I could not jar with, I left with the teacher, but just because my teacher is of another faith does not mean I'm not going to learn anything from him, because I do. But the point is, I got to have my own mind. A person has to have their own mind, but they have to. That mind is going to be influenced. You see what I'm saying? But nonetheless, it's not the person's identity or conscious mind is not incumbent upon the framework of others. They've done their own work and framed their own mind based upon the all three levels of consciousness: spiritual, mental, and physical. Okay, mind, body, and soul. Okay, the soul will be the higher. The higher consciousness. Okay, the soul connects with the higher consciousness, but nonetheless, which is Allah, which is the Creator, our Maker. Okay, but we have to have our own mind to do that. We have to structure our own mind. We need our own mind to do that. Okay, we can't be formed by commercial values, is what I'm saying. Okay, now where are we at? Okay. Okay. So, okay. Now, so relating the interconnection, relating, okay, so relating the interconnection, okay, I know I am. So relating the interconnection, this interconnection, meaning on all three levels, to the class, social economic classes system, which is a spectrum of class, to a physically multi-dynamic cosmic. Oh yeah, okay. So where am I? Okay, so now we're going to relate this, rather than relate our consciousness on all levels of reality, or rather than perceiving life on all levels, rather than perceive life and all its grandeur from a class perspective. That's what the first of what I'm saying. Okay, the first part of what I was saying, rather than relate one's perspective life, or perceive life through a class perspective. Okay, all of life through a class perspective, and trying to engage, the creator from that perspective is too small. Okay, so that we don't want to do. That's challenging to do. So now we're relating, if we were to relate our physical perspective, if we were to have a broader perspective that incorporates, we can incorporate the commercial perspective too. I mean, it has to, but that's not the beginning, and of course that's not the end. That's only a spectrum of reality. So, but it cannot be whole, complete reality, right? So we have, but if we were to change or broaden our perspective to incorporate the universal perspective of mind, body, and soul, or the spiritual, mental, and or spiritual, physical, and emotional, okay, that's where we want to go. Because if we say mental is spiritual, emotional, neurological, biological. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And well, it can be both. Okay. And physical. Okay. So if we were to interact with life on all three levels, okay, the mental, emotional, and spiritual. No, mental, emotional, and physical, and then we place it in the broader spectrum of things, the universal perspective of life, okay, where we're not basing our reality from a class perspective, then then it's easier to connect with our Creator, and that's our ultimate destiny, okay, right? Because from Him we connect to all, okay, because He is all, right? Okay, so that's what I'm here now, and that's what I'm saying. I'm connecting the all to the all, right? Relating the interconnectedness of class, social economic class, the social economic classes system from a spectrum of class. We're gonna take a break. Salam alaikum.